In this session, we're going to look at a very simple framework which we developed on 4-week MBA, which is the Business Innovation Matrix, which is very simple just for you to get out and get unstuck in case in which you don't know how to grow your business. You can evaluate very, very quickly how it might make sense to actually proceed and how it might make sense to actually prioritize for the growth of your business. Remember that business innovation, it's something different from a technological innovation. Technological innovation focuses primarily on launching a technology whether or not users want it right now. So it might take years before you're able to actually bring that technology to a potential customer, and therefore you will go through venture capital to funding, whatever kind of instrument that is going to enable you to build that technology in the long term. Business innovation, instead, it's the opposite approach. Business innovation starts by understanding a problem and developing a solution for that problem. So where technological innovation is about technology for its own sake, business innovation instead, it's about understanding what customers want now so that you can give a solution to them. Now, based on the business innovation matrix, we have two primary criteria that we can use. You can grow your business by either increasing the customer base, so going to new customers rather than keep the existing customer base, or instead you can increase the product portfolio. So instead of managing and handling the old products, you create the new product. Now let's see the case of where we want to work on existing customer base instead of getting new customer and an existing product. So in order for you to actually grow your business in this way, so at this level of the matrix, you want to expand the existing offering to the same customer base. Think of the case of a software service that is providing one service. You add a few features and you increase the price of the subscription. In this way, you're improving the revenues, you're growing the business without moving from where you are right now in terms of customers and products. So the same product, same customer base, you add the feature, you increase the price of the subscription, and that's how you make more money. In some cases, it might make sense to use this strategy when you have a strong customer base and they are asking you for new features on top of the product, and you know that the price sensitivity it's relatively low, so you can move the price up and this is not going to affect too much your customer base, so that you can grow in this way. Another scenario instead is a scenario where you still work on an existing customer base, but instead to working on new features, you work on a new product. So think of the case, let's say, of a company like Apple that on the existing customer base, it sells not only the iPod but also the iPhone. And this is a new product. Of course, this is going to also move here because it's going to bring us new customers, but overall, we want to leverage on existing customers to actually develop new products. This requires, of course, more effort because developing a new product requires much more development effort than just adding features on top of an existing product. But of course, you can create a whole new revenue stream. So where here you work on an existing revenue stream, you not necessarily add the new revenue stream. With the new product, you actually add a new revenue stream. So it's an interesting approach for that. It makes sense to do that, of course, when your customer base probably has been saturated with the product that you're offering, and you know that in order for you to stay relevant, you need to produce and to build new products that do other things way behind what your existing product can do. So it's something that you can do you cannot do with adding an additional feature. Let's now think of another scenario where you still work on the new customers. So instead of working on old customers, you say, okay, let me acquire new customers, but you work on old products. In this case, what you do, you tweak an existing product, but you make it to attract a new customer base. Imagine the case in which you built out a software for lawyers, and now you want to move to a next niche, which is real estate agents, for instance. So you tweak your software so that, for instance, you make the UX more interesting, not just for lawyers but also for real estate. In this case, it's not like, let's say, a fundamental change in the product. In some cases, it's just a change in the UX, which enables you though to tag tackle a new niche and therefore to expand the customer base. It makes sense to do that when also here your old customer base it's very solid, and you know that if you move up here you're not going to lose your existing customer base. So imagine the case of a software company who is selling primarily to lawyers, and if you're moving to real estate agents, you know that you're gonna still keep your customer base here, but you're also going to improve the UX to enable the use from your users, so you're not losing your old customer base, and that's how you grow the business. A last example of this matrix is that you move to new customers by offering new products. So you offer a new product for a new customer base. Imagine again the case of a software company who does newsletter, who enters the CMS market, so the market of content management. In this case, you're developing a whole new product for a whole new customer base. This usually transition is not that simple because it also will require a fundamental change of the business. And in some cases you want to do that if you want to achieve massive growth. Or for instance, you understood that there is not much, or you're not going anywhere with the existing customer base and existing product portfolio. After you try, for instance, you tried also to offer new products, so you try to move up here. If you see that things did not work, you try to, let's say, you enter the market as the example before with a software which was thought for lawyers, but then you realize that in reality the product was not useful for them. Instead, it may be useful for real estate agents, and therefore you tweak the product, you create a new product, new version of it for that new niche, and therefore that's how you expand or grow your business, or actually, let's say, you change direction. And this is how you can use this simple framework to understand where you are, how to get unstuck, and how you make decision fast or where you want to go next.